Hey guys, what is going on? Sleeping Knight 77 aka Kyle, and welcome to my trick room. This week we are playing PapaSea and the New York Klinks. Now Papa and I do have a little bit of history. Papa and I usually battled back in the Oras days on his stream. It's been a while since I've actually battled him. I don't think I've actually battled him in Sun and Moon at all, but always on his Twitch stream for Oras. I know he streams on YouTube now, but whenever he was streaming on Twitch, I always used to go in there and battle him. So that's kind of the history that Pop and I have. I've never actually battled him in League, so this is our first League battle, and of course I took over this team, and I really don't have a good matchup. Of course, I was building off of scraps from what I had, so I'm still not very comfortable with this team yet, but I feel like I'm getting there a little bit. But I am bringing Electros, Trio, Cloister, Krozma, Mega Gardevoir, and Guzzlord as he is rocking out with his Fortress, Delphox, Miltank, Tapu Fini, Mega Absol, and Tornadus T. Just like those front four are absolutely terrifying for me. Just Tornadus T is faster than my whole team, bar a Scarf. Mega Absol is very fast and has the ability to Sucker Punch and is resistant to Sucker Punch. Tapu Fini is just very bulky. I didn't use it well in P4G, obviously, but it's still there. You know, I still know what it can do based on VGC stats and stuff. And Miltank is just a fat cow that can sit there and Miltank and just sit there and Miltank. Sit there and set up, wow, sit there and set up with like Milk Drink and Curse and stuff like that. So without any further ado, we are just going to hop right into the battle here. As you can tell, he is leading off with Miltank, not Miltank, god, why do I have Miltank on the brain? He's leading off with Tornadus T, and I am leading off with the Electros here. So I lead off with Boneless, he leads off with Will Smith. I forgot to ask why he named it Will Smith, but no, we'll take the good with the bad, I guess. He U-turns out. I know that I can safely U-turn out. The reason I didn't have Volt Switch was because, of the ground type on his team, which I believed to be Swampert. Pretty sure. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was regular Swampert. So I U-turn out into New Game Plus, and I am just going to go for the knockoff here on Mariah, which is the Miltank. Now, what you're about to see is something that I never thought I would ever see Miltank do, and that is Whirlpool. It Whirlpooled me. It Whirlpooled the Guzzlord for all of 3 damage, but since I'm trapped in the Vortex, I cannot escape, and this thing is just allowed to set up on me. And of course, it's not really stall in this case. It's no worse than me setting up with the Krozma, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people were kind of disconcerting of the fact that he Whirlpooled me and was like Whirlpool stall setup. But, like, in all honesty, I would say it's better than me setting up Krozma, because it's at least doing damage too, you know. It's not just sitting there healing, sitting up healing until it's sword power. So this thing's gonna curse while I'm still trapped in the Vortex. Meanwhile, I am hoping for a crit on Dragon Claw, where it's at right now, which is probably going to kill it at this point. But I don't get said crit because I am not lucky, and have not been lucky since the start of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Honestly, with any of my league battles with EPA or NPA so far. The only real luck that I've had is me setting up on Jodor for that win, but I have not gotten a crit on a setup on yet, which is very frustrating in my opinion. But my Necrozma has been crit. I forget what else has been crit. I've been using Z moves that bring people down to 1 HP pretty much the last 3 to 4 weeks, so in both leagues, which is extremely frustrating, and then they end up revenge killing me. So, you know, just stuff like that. It's not even like an EV-IV thing, it's just incredibly frustrating. So I'm still going for Dragon Claws, and I'm finally freed from Whirlpool. I decided to go for the flamethrower, maybe getting a burn, maybe seeing what it is. It's definitely thick fat, and he goes for the milk drink. So I'm just gonna sit here and Dragon Claw. That's really all I can do while this thing wants to set up. I can't really do anything else because he's just gonna set up curses. So if he sets up curse here, I go into Gardevoir and I click Focus Blast. I maybe have a chance to kill it, but I don't want to risk that because Guzzlord is kind of my most expendable Pokemon, because I know that whatchamacallit, Delphox has Dazzling Gleam, so, or I know it can have Dazzling Gleam, so it's kind of pointless to have this this Guzzlord out here. I mean, granted, I feel like he would have gone for the Dazzling Gleam right off the bat, but he probably knew I was 80 anyway, so yeah, so this thing's gonna milk drink back up again, and finally, after one more turn, this thing is finally going to be maxed out. So I go for the Dragon Claw, he goes for the Curse again, and then I get to go for one more Dragon Claw as he finally returns me to death, which was a long time coming, obviously, but finally, he milk drinks up again, which is probably playing for the crit, you know, after the setup. Wants to be at full health, wants to be able to definitely take a Mega Guard for Focus Blast, but he's finally able to return me and just kill me off, and I'm more than forced to send in Mega Gardevoir here and try and hit Focus Blast. If I don't hit Focus Blast, then I am more than getting swept. I am getting 6-0'd, but I have to hit Focus Blast here. There's no other option. So I go into Mega Gardevoir, I Mega Evolve, and I click Focus Blast, and thank the Lord, thank the 70-30 Lords that it actually hits. And it doesn't do enough, unfortunately. Had he actually not milk drinked and just returned me, I think that would have killed. But since he did go for the milk drink, he's able to return and just kill my Mega Gardevoir. And I am going to send out Boneless, fire off a Discharge, and finally take this gosh darn Miltank out for good after killing 2 Pokemon. So, you know, it is what it is. He's going to send out Drasil, which can set up Stealth Rocks, which can Volt Switch out, which can Rapid Spin. I'm going to fire off a Discharge because I can, and there's no real reason for me not to, as he does set up the Stealth Rocks, which is going to break my Sash on Dugtrio, thus forcing my hand a little bit. I'm going to go for the knockoff. I'm going to knock off whatever he wanted to. It was Shed Shell, so can't be trapped by Dugtrio, which interesting, kind of a little bit. I realized that it has Volt Switch, but all in all, it kind of a weird item, I guess, on the Fortress, because Dugtrio can't really hit Fortress too hard anyway. So yeah, he's gonna send out Will Smith. I predicted him to U-turn out. I'm just going to U-turn back out myself and go into Living Color, which of course is the Necrozma, and I'm going to set up Autotomize here on his Autotomize or Rock Polish, either or, on his Volt Switch, and yeah, he's going to send out the U-turning thing, the Tornadus T, and just kind of wear me down a little bit, so that way Mega Absol can definitely kill me with a Sucker Punch. But I'm gonna fire Photon Geyser here, see what he is. He is more than AV. He is definitely AV, and just gonna fire off the U-turn. There's no real reason for me not to click Z move on whatever comes in. I was Z Outrage for Goodra, which he did not bring, so kind of a wasted Z slot, I guess, but still able to do a lot of damage. I just fire off the Earth Power on the Drasil, which is easily going to take it out, and down goes Fortress. So now he's going to send out Tornadus T. Necrozma gets a kill, yay! A little bit of damage on this Will Smith, and just gonna fire off the Z move, the outrage, and you're going to see here that, again, just theme for the last couple weeks. Even on a crit, I'm not able to kill this thing. Even on a physical attacking critical hit from Necrozma, takes it down to 1. Just my luck. Just my luck the last couple weeks. Just taking it down to 1, not being able to kill it, do a little bit more. He's going to send out Absol and take me out with Sucker Punch. It's just incredibly frustrating these last couple of weeks, which is unfortunate, but I still got to fight through it. So he's obviously going to have Sucker Punch here, and I have to, I kind of have to take it. If I withdraw, I feel like he goes for Pursuit. So if I just send out Dugtrio here, really the best play, because Necrozma doesn't really do anything for me anymore, especially since he can just send in the Tornadus, and I still need to set up on this thing. I predicted a Sucker Punch, so I went for Reversal, which is super effective. It's not going to do too much, but it did a lot more than I thought it was going to, and this thing's just going to go for the Throat Chop. I figured that he might have knockoff Throat Chop, kind of the same thing, but EQ wasn't going to take it out, obviously, or else he would have gone for it, and it's going to send, I'm kind of forced to send out Boneless here. I'm going to withdraw Montreal, send out Aku, which is the Delphox. I'm going to U-turn out. Had I gone for knockoff or discharge, probably would have been a better play, but I'm going to send out Cloister here with Stealth Rocks. It's not going to be able to take a Flamethrower from this, what I assume to be Choice Specs Delphox, but of course, Cloister's special defense is booty. Anyway, so down goes E4 Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. I love your face. And forcing me back boneless. And even the Assault Vest is not going to save me from dying this time. And PapaSea is going to pick up a 4-0 on the Montreal 2 Canadians, and the 2 Canadians fall to 1-5 on the season. Next week, play Old Man Tup and the Pittsburgh Prioritize, which is a match I'm very much looking forward to, because Tup is someone that I have not battled too much. But please go check PapaSea out. His links will be in the description down below. If I remember, and if I don't remember, guys, please let me know in the comments down below, because I did the same thing to Jodor week 1, or week 1 of my battles, and I completely forgot to put his links in the description. So if I don't put PapaSea's links in the description, let me know so I can fix that. But until next time, guys, I'm Sleeping Night 77. I'm going to go to sleep. Good night.